What's up, guys? We haven't done a video blog in a while. Malty and Blitzed here. So, quick recap. This is second last day in China. We had a lot of fun overall through this whole experience. We've learned a lot about our team, and most importantly about our competition too. So quick recap. It's been a while since we've last done a little video blog summary, but starting off, our first match against Dragon AB. We went in there a little bit jet lagged.
I think the only mistake on our part was we planned on taking a 1 hour nap, turned into a 4 hour nap, and then we woke up at 1 in the morning. It was my idea to just kind of keep sleeping and then wake up really early and go practice all day since our match was really late in the evening. But the majority of the team felt it was necessary to get up at that time, 1 a.m., and then stay up in practice until 8 p.m. the next day. And I think that kind of played against us, unfortunately, but nonetheless, we didn't know how it would affect us at the time. So
exactly. Like, for me personally, this is what happens. We were feeling tired. We get there to the land center when it's nighttime. We come out when it's daytime. And, yo, 1 second, not now, man. We get there, we get out when it's daytime. So our adrenaline's pumping now. We're not tired at all. I didn't feel phased that much at all. Once the match was coming close, like, the adrenaline was just pumping for us, so there was no need to be tired for us. So once we get in the match, the first half, we played our strats relatively solid. We did our fakes. We hit most of the shots we needed. Their sniper 70 kg was like invisible, wasn't he? He was basically invisible.
I remember hearing a lot of things, and I'm not saying he's not a very capable sniper, but nonetheless, the way we played, he was unable to dominate or even come close to where he's used to being on the frag board. So,
like, most of our T-side strats revolved around not getting that early pick, not getting early picked by 70 kg and not putting us in that vulnerable position. So a lot of the rounds, you didn't see us get picked by the opper right away. So that was
at the same time, that probably could have cost us because in the end, I think Minty's probably the best sniper from Crossfire in this tournament. And I'm sure you could see from the few games that we did play, the shots that Minty was hitting were just pretty unbelievable. He does all those crazy shots with 90 ping and at land with 10 ping, 1 ping. Actually, it's only that much easier, right? But nonetheless, they did get a great second half against us, and we were outplayed, and they were the better team that game. But then the last 2 games that we played, I do believe we were the better teams in the game. Against LPK that obviously showed. Against Hollis, I believe we were the better team, but at the end of the day, the ball just bounced in their court. It was a little bit more in their favor, and that's something that happens in any competition. Like, sometimes you can be the one that's outplaying, but someone else is going to get the lucky bounces, which is understandable. Everyone has to place 1 through 8.
Yeah, we took a lot of positives. We're still taking a lot of positives out of how we finished. Dragon AB has played together for 3 to 4 years at least. This is our first LAN experience ever. We were the team that scored the closest to beating Dragon AB.
And not only that, we were the only team to actually beat them in a half. Yeah. And that was the first half that we got to sit down in a match, in a LAN together.
Ever.
So.
Our first LAN ever, we'd take out Dragon AB 1 half. So, there's definitely a few positives to take out of it. Going into our next match against LPK, the Vietnamese, we didn't get to watch Vietnam versus LPK, but we can tell that LPK used a lot of their GR setup against us. We had GR side first, right?
We had GR side first. We had an anti-strat because we kind of assumed that they'd set up in a default right away. This is kind of something that I was thinking about. And Mexico's a small map. You don't want to get caught rushing in the wrong place early, so you want to feel the other team, get an idea for their setup, and then it's pretty easy to execute strats in Mexico from there, because there's not too many places to go to begin with. So the idea that I had for our first CT round was, if we got 3 people pushing mid just to get out early nades and fall back, they would definitely have someone. Usually a team would put about 3 people just waiting mid, because mid's a place that you want to be hitting in Mexico. So we figured if we put 3 nades up mid, they would have assumed that we stacked mid right away and would either fall back in full rush corridor, or even more likely full rush water. And that's exactly what happened, but that strat didn't quite work out. They got some good exchanges, and it came down to a 2v2 situation where they retook from water, and it worked in their favor. But from there, like we were talking about, we learned so much from that first match that we realized how quick or how necessary it is to any strat, and very fast, especially when there's only 5 rounds. I mean, you have no idea how fast those rounds go when you're up there on stage. It's pretty much a few blinks of an eye and then it's over. But that was definitely our most solid match as a team together, I think, in competition, where our opponent was as strong as we are.
Yeah.
So
they were just as prepared as us. So taking them 10-4, everything clicked in our favor. Everything from our microing. When they took sewers and control was at the spot he should have been, and he got those kills, I came out, swept it up for the rounds. We all played well. We all had our backs together. So that's what worked out in our favor against LPK. And to tell you the truth, now us as a whole in match preparations against LPK, I'm really happy with where we are right now, where we stand against them. But yeah.
Agreed. I'm glad that our one win, if our one win could have came against any of the 2 countries, I would have wanted to beat LPK first and foremost, because I don't like losing matches, and if we do, I'd like to get that sweet revenge back, just to sort of turn the pendulum back into our favor. The second team that I would have liked to beat, and that's only because they beat us now, is Dragon AB, but fortunately hopefully we'll have the opportunity to do so in the future sometime. It could happen.
Mm-hmm.
I could see it happening, and everyone's asking us to stay a team and make sure that we're available at some point.
Exactly.
So that's so great. And to clear one thing up was, I know Mern posted on the forums and mentioned that we play 6th, but we were curious as to how that worked, because we thought if it did go chronological order, which it doesn't. Most tournaments that operate in a double elimination style bracket, it's a 7th, 8th placing, and then a 5th, 6th placing. But that's not how they decided to do it. And Mern mentioned that it goes by frag deaths, but it's actually the captain's frag deaths. And me being the leader and strat caller, Malty being the captain, Malty pretty much top frags every half that we played. So I don't think it's quite likely that the captain from Japan outfragged Malty, so
I doubt it. So
we're gonna go ahead and say that we placed 5th from how the organizers explained the placing. So we came 5th out of 8 teams, like we said before. Every spot has to be filled place wise. So it was our first LAN ever, and it was a great experience. And not only that, the trip itself was just so amazing, and
it was great.
Yeah, G4 Box definitely made sure that we had a good time and we were taken care of to the T.
I just had the weirdest deja vu again, man. That's so crazy.
Yeah, it's your 3rd time in 2 days.
Third time in 2 days. Anyways, yeah, so recapping the Hollis matches, well, you know what? Hollis was a good team. They didn't have a main sniper, so Minty utilized his sniper every round. If you were crossing double doors to B or to A, you'd get picked. And every second round, Minty got a pick.
I'm going to interrupt you right there. Speaking of Minty picking mid from RT side, if you guys watch the cast, just watch that one. I know everyone knows that little, as soon as you spawn in T-spawn, you can peek that little crack in the window from T-spawn to the cross when they're on upper plat. Minty hit a pretty phenomenal quickscope through that crack. We watched it a few times and we couldn't believe that he hit that shot. He pretty much just saw a name and quickscoped. And I would say that's close to Tasty Lime's reaction time.
Off client.
Off client, if not better. So
yeah, we asked him like, "Yo, dude, how'd you hit that shot?" He's like, "I don't know."
you know,
I saw a name and then I just quick scoped it.
Yeah, at that point it's just second nature, you know.
So even more going into Hollis, you know, they played exceptionally well. You know, they didn't put themselves in a vulnerable position for our default to really hit it off really well. Because our default for Black Widow usually relied on them, at least one of them playing cat close up, and we take it hard. But they played closer in sight together. They played a little bit more reserve, and they took long right away on GR's side, and we caught them a few times. But I wish we caught them a little bit earlier to utilize that. If like we lost by 3 rounds, 1 round we lost